That's good, guys. If you guys want to add your own personal flair to your chat, but you're not quite sure how, I'm going to show you how in this video. If you're looking for something like this, stay tuned. So to get started, you'll want to head over to your Streamelements and click Overlays. Make sure you're logged in and click New Overlay. Now this resolution is fine. Click OK, and then you want to click this plus sign down here and go up to where it says static/custom. Click the custom widget, and we can go down to where it says position and size. Change sizing and the width to 500 by 500. You can kind of move this over. All right. So now that we have that, you'll want to head over to the Streamelements GitHub, and under popular repositories, we want to click the widget. So in the widgets, we're going to search for where it says custom chat. And in this folder, if you want to copy and paste all the code for this, just simply push the period on your keyboard to open the web editor. You want to click on your widget, select the open editor, go back to our GitHub, select all, copy, paste this under the HTML tag for the widget HTML, and then for our widget CSS, click the CSS tab and copy and paste from here into our Streamelements. Then under our JavaScript or JS tab, we'll click the widget.js, copy, select all and paste. And lastly, for our fields, we're going to click our JSON, copy and paste. All right, click done, and it'll give us this tab, which we're able to test our message design. You'll want to open the editor again and open our CSS tab. And this is where we'll do most of our work for designing everything and whatnot. So you want to scroll down and find .user-box, and this will be in control of our username if you want to change its position. So for me personally, I like moving this to the top. You'll want to first remove display inline. We do not need that. That will like get it from displaying on the same line as our chat. So we have it on top. Now we want it to be separate. We want the username to be separate from this box. And to do this, we're going to open our editor, and under our CSS tab, go over to where it says hidden and change this to visible for overflow. Now, although you don't see it, whenever the username will be presented, it'll be on top of the message. Okay, so now for our user box, we can add a background color. And if you're wanting to have a way to figure out how to set your own colors, I like using colors.co for getting some cool looking colors. You can customize. We're going to go back to our tab and drag this over, and I'm going to type in background /color, and we can find which color we want. I'll use this beige color. I'm going to make sure you include the hashtag and the semicolon. Click done and see what we have now. So you see we have our username behind a color. Right. So if you want to change the position, you'll want to type in margin.top. Have this set to a negative so that it moves along the y-axis. So you click done, and you see it's positioned further along the top of the message. We don't want the box to be like as far out. Type in position and set it to absolute. oops, absolute, and then Z index 2, so that it shows on top. So you see that we have our message and it's customized to the length of our username. So if we want it positioned a bit higher on the message box, you can change this number. You can play around with the numbers and see which ones you like. Let's test this. Okay, that looks a bit better. All right, so if you don't want this square rounded edges, you can go back and under your user box type in border radius, and you can select a number. Let's start out with 4px, see how that looks. Gives it a bit of a rounder edge. All right, so now to move on to the message box area. To customize this, you want to go back under our CSS and want to find where it says the message row. Here, you'll want to remove our padding, which this is just going to what's it called? See how it cuts off at the edge of here? It'll like shift it over a bit for the message box. All right, and we can open the editor again and go down to message row, and we can move where it says background color and curly braces, and we can add a color and go over here and select one. If you can select this, copy this to clipboard and go over here, hashtag paste. Right, let's see how that looks. Okay, doesn't look too bad. As you can see here, the messages are overlapping and it's a bit hard to see the text because it's white. So to fix the chat boxes from overlapping each other, you want to go under the message row and fix the margin bottom. You can adjust this number a bit higher so that there's a bit more of a space in between. And also, if you want to have rounded edges for the boxes, you go over to message row again and do border radius. I usually go higher, and if I don't like it, I can always lower it. So that doesn't look too bad. So if you want to change the text color, you'll want to come up here to where it has the asterisk, and under color, you can select a color, which I have it set to black, or you can have it have it set to any color you want. Make sure you include the hashtag, click done, and see the changes, which it doesn't look too bad. Lastly, if you want to add an animation for your chat bubbles, want to go down in the drop down where it says settings. If you want it to hide, so it's not like there permanently, set a timer, however long you want it to be. And for the animation, you'll want to select in the drop down where it says animation in. You can select bounce in, down. There's lots of animations that you can choose from, but we'll choose in bounce in. You see it bounces in, and then after 3 seconds, it'll disappear. And you can add an animation out as well. You can also ignore users. I usually have this empty, but if you don't want a user or bot to show up in your stream, in your chat, just type in the username. All right, so now that that looks good, make sure we save. Once you have that saved, we can click this paperclip, which is copies the browser link, go into our OBS, open and create browser, call it what you need it, copy and paste the URL, and you can have this adjusted to whatever you need, but I'm going to have it set to 500 by 500. All right, so now that that's pasted in here, you can test what it will look like in your stream. And as you see, it doesn't look too bad. The message box adjusts according to our message. Everything else looks pretty good. So that's pretty much it. If you want to add any other adjustments, you can do it all under the CSS. And if you have a little more experience in JavaScript, you can mess with these as well. I hope this was helpful. And if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know in the comments. You can also catch me live on my Twitch during the weekends, Friday through Sunday, usually in between the afternoons to evenings, Eastern time.